Good morning, hello, muy buenos dias, continuous liners. How are we all doing? It is day 4 of our coffee sketch 2023, the last month of 2023, December 2023. How's your coffee sketch coming along? Oh, here comes my coffee right now. No necesito azúcar. Muchísimas gracias. Okay, here we go. I am here in the streets, live in the streets of Guanajuato, and I just got my coffee sketch. My coffee. Not my coffee sketch. I just got my latte. You know. It's okay. I think the coffee game struggles a little bit here in Guanajuato. I'm going to see what I can do to change that. I'm going to start reviewing them. This one's not bad. It's not bad. Some of them have been pretty harsh, but no, this is lovely. Good Monday morning to we all. All right, how's everyone feeling about the coffee sketch, huh? You know what? I'm right in there with you. At first, it's awkward, right? At first, it's awkward. And I had it all set in my mind that I was just going to be doing like urban sketching around Guanajuato. But you know what? Having just moved here, I'm finding it hard to like move around and sketch because, especially on weekends, because the weekends are full of tourists. And this whole weekend, they built wooden bike ramps around the whole city. There was a huge urban like mountain bike race, and they built ramps like in the alleys and in the streets, and so they were all, you could like move through the sidewalks kind of sideways, but there would be these loud pitched whistles that would go off to let you know that there's a biker coming around out of the alley 100 miles an hour. He comes out of the alley on these wooden planks, which sounds like da 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 da. And so they sound a little bit like machine guns. And so I tried to go out and find some place to sketch, and I was like, oh my God, it sounds like gunfire. I'm not doing this at all. So I ran back in my house. So I'm turning it into this whole, I'm not turning it into, the way the what's happening for me right now is I'm doing kind of like a selfie. I'm drawing myself with my coffee. And, you know, I think drawing selfies, a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, no, I would never draw myself, blah, blah, blah. Drawing selfies is honestly one of the hardest things to do, continuous line selfies. It's a big teaching tool because not only are you like trying to draw yourself, which is a whole mental exercise, but then like the one I did the other day, I looked like my grandmother, right? I looked a little bit older. I mean, I am older. I'm not trying to say that I'm not, but I just was like, when I drew myself, I'm like, oh, I see my grandmother. And then yesterday when I drew myself thinner and younger. And I was like, oh, I remember when I looked like that. And then here today, I drew just in my ballpoint pen. That was a little bit more accurate. You know, well, not really. Actually, it is. What happens when we get older, this is what I learned in like watercolor classes, is like from here down, our face gets longer, right? So if you make your face too short, you make yourself look younger. But by adding the jowls, right, like our ears get bigger as we get older and our jowls get bigger, right? Like you can almost tell when someone's had like lots of facelifts or even some facelifts, right? Because even though the skin might be pulled tighter, their face is still longer. I mean, you really cannot hide the aging process as much as so many people try, right? I mean, it's not easy getting older, is it? I mean, it's cool in many ways. I feel like my brain has never been better, right? But then at the same time, I catch a glimpse of myself and I'm like, I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world, but what am I talking about here? Oh, I'm talking about the challenges of drawing this right here. Let's see. Me drinking a coffee. In fact, this will be, when I get off this live stream, this is what I'll probably be drawing. And I'm up here on a balcony here in Guanajuato overlooking the Plaza de la Paz. I was hoping it would be a little quiet here this on Monday morning, and it is for sure, given that on weekends it's just an explosion of tourists and fireworks and But okay, so enough about me and my deal. Now, oh my gosh, I think I'm out of paper here. So just to touch on it very quickly, I know this is reversed, but these are the benefits of a continuous line drawing practice, right? And what I'm referring to here is like by doing the line warm-ups, when you do the line warm-ups, it will help you in whatever arena you're making art, like even like printmaking, right? Or acrylic painting, or I don't know about pottery, but anyways, I feel like the continuous line warm-ups help you have a more accurate mark, right? A more accurate mark, right? So the benefits of continuous line is it helps you push through your drawing fears, right? Because you just keep going. You go, I don't know how to draw that monkey, but I don't care. I'm going to keep drawing because I want to draw that banana. Number 2, comprehend improved composition, right? Because when you draw, when you just commit to like pushing through with the drawing, like I'll go from my coffee cup, drawing my coffee, my spoon, the saucer, the edge of the table. There's like Christmas ornaments here, to that Christmas ornament, to the railing. Oh, look, I'm going to jump right to that building across the way. Oh, and look at that beautiful balcony with a very ornate iron balcony, to the ornate window frame, up to the top of the building. Oh my goodness, there's a mountain back there. And look, at the very tippy top of the mountain, there's a little cross, like a little burial site, right? So you learn the composition of that and how it's all connected by following through on your continuous line. The third one, it builds confidence, because when you do stuff like that, you go, holy crap, I can draw the world. I can draw the world, right? And so I'm going to keep drawing the world. So that's how it builds your confidence, right? And then you lose 20 pounds and you get 10 years younger. At least in my world you do, right? By dedicating yourself to a continuous line drawing practice, you get thinner and younger. And I'm waiting for that part of the program to kick in. All right, I'm going to do a little line warm up here. Let's see, we did rolling ramen yesterday. Ooh, ay! I just knocked over my phone. Let me get this thing out of the way. Okay, let me try that. Oops. There we go. There we go. It's a little cold and chilly here in Guanajuato. I hear it isn't. It actually isn't the whole region, right? It's unseasonably cold, and which is good. I mean, as far as rain, I hope we get some rain out there on the rancho and everywhere else, because I took a bus between here and San Miguel, and all the animals are thin. I'm going to do the diagonal. I would say oh my God, here comes the loudest bus in the world. I would say oh my God, there's 2. All right, I'm just going to keep talking because I'm going to assume you can't hear it like I can. The diagonal continuous line warm-up is it my go-to? I don't know. At this point, they're all my go-to. I don't really like sit down and go, okay, today I'm going to do this one or that one. I do know I like to just keep rotating through them, which is why I don't really plan these things out in my live streams. I just go with it, right? Fumes are coming. The fumes of Guanajuato. Yeah, so I don't really plan it out. I just kind of go with it. And I remember recently somebody asked me, like in my continuous line drawings, how do you know where to start? And you know what? I honestly don't. It's a trust. It's a trust that, I guess just develops with practice, right? When I draw people, I don't know why, but oftentimes I start right at the top of the ear and I get the head and go from here, right? I don't know what it is. I just, not always, but I just start at the top of I guess the top of the ear is a mark too for the eye. one of the issues that I often do is I don't allow enough room for the forehead, which then makes the person look younger, right? And so I'm using myself in that practice because oftentimes I have my hair pulled up so you can see my forehead, or I can see it. And so when I'm drawing myself, I'm always trying to remember to leave enough, like this is a fair amount of space, right? And then I always get a little confused, like, well, how do I do my hair? Because my hair, let's see, what color is it? It's like white, right? And so I'm like, do I draw? When I draw a line like this, I feel like, no, that's not right, because I don't really have a line. Now, some people do, right? Like, let's say, for example, Elvira. I don't know why I just thought of her, except I was just trying to think of someone with dark hair, right? You can see the line of the hair, but doesn't necessarily have to be drawn like that, right? So, drawing hair, I'll oftentimes just go and then because I'm letting my hair grow out really super witchy. I figured I'm in Guanajuato now. I'm gonna just let my witch flag fly. I don't know what the connection is there. I'm just I want to have super witchy hair, right? And so I may go and then and then I got these like sprouts, right? sprouts. And then, oh, look at the lines of the scarf, lines of the bag, lines of the shirt. Okay, so what am I talking about here? I'm just talking about how the committing to a continuous line helps me figure things out, right? And so I don't always know where I'm going to start. But over time, I've learned about some tricks that help me solve the problem of drawing, well, not only people, myself, right? Like this weekend I drew Shane McGowan, right? The poet, singer, Irishman, kind of a troubled Irishman of the Pogues. And what an interesting look, right? Like he has these big old ears, kind of a funny nose, and my God, his teeth, right? And so drawing faces is a very good way to learn about like spatial, right? Like here, for example, the space between here and here is part of my personality, right? Sometimes I draw my face too narrow, which makes me look too young, right? And so if I add more space from here to here, I get a little bit more of the girth of my face, right? And then here, and then there's a little bump, and then a little chin, cute little chin. But then I have, and this is part of the aging thing, right? The jowl. Good God, what am I pointing out here? All my, no, I'm just trying to, like, as my line is going around, I'm just trying to get a little bit more accurate to the characteristics, the personality, right? And now, no mistake here. Part of the reason why I like doing this hairstyle is it makes my face look narrower, right? It's an illusion. Everyone hear that in there? I'm giving like thin tips. Oh my God, and I've abandoned my line. And it's okay to abandon your line when you're talking about, when you're petting dogs, when you're talking about how to look thinner, and when you're drinking your coffee. Alrighty, let me get back to my lines here, my warm-up lines, right? Today starts the December sessions of the Continuous Line online Zoom class, and so when I do these warm-ups and then go into that one, I'm like fully warmed up and ready to go. I thought someone was waving to me down there. No. All my fans waving to me up on the balcony like I'm Evita Peron. Don't cry for me, Guanajuato. Don't cry for me yet. Wait till I leave, then you can cry for me. I'm not leaving for a year. I've decided I'm going to stay for 1 year. I've signed a lease for 1 year. And you know what? I'm uncomfortable. I don't like it. I feel like a fish out of water. I feel like I'm in the middle of Alabama. I just moved from Manhattan. It's like a bad Hallmark Christmas movie, right? I'm just waiting for what would he be? Like somebody who I grew up with in the middle of the Midwest. I'm waiting for him to show up here, and he's, like, what is he doing? He's painting houses now, right? And he doesn't make a lot of money, but he's got his whole family here, and they have wonderful holiday traditions. And they look at me like, my God, who is this weirdo, right? But in the end, they all love me. Oh my God, that's like the Hallmark holiday movie, right? I haven't watched one of those, but I now have Netflix, and I was looking at all the holiday movies, which I haven't watched. But there's like hundreds of holiday, like there's even a new one with Meg Ryan. Like she's back to doing that shtick again. She's back to doing her holiday rom-coms. I might watch that because I'm curious to see, is she going to be jaded, and what is she going to be like in a holiday rom-com, right? There's lots of Lindsay Lohan with a very raspy voice. Anyways, what am I talking? Oh yeah, I'm doing my lines. And oftentimes when I do my lines, it's kind of my morning pages. Not kind of, it is my morning pages. And I let the unraveling happen, right? I just kind of let my thoughts unravel, and I center myself. I'm grounding myself. It may not look like it, may not sound like it, but honestly, I would think most women get that, right? When you just kind of like let it out, you let it fly, you feel better, right? And there's a lot of stuff to be concerned about. My God, I was looking at the news this morning, as most of us do, right? And there's just a lot of like weird stuff going on. My God, is the United States going to be a fascist country? Possibly, right? And then what? Anyways, not to get into that, but it's kind of scary, right? I look at some of that stuff and I'm like, my God, what is going on? What happened to the United States? And so it makes me a little nervous. But then I'm like, well, I live in Mexico, but I mean, Mexico is unstable too, just like everywhere else, right? There's a lot of instability, right? And so I go, you know what? I'm just going to do a little bit of drawing. I'm going to like maybe have a little something to eat, and I'm going to like maybe tidy up my house a little bit, and then I'm going to draw something, right? I'm also going to think about getting a dog because I really need a dog. But anyways, I won't go into that right now. But yeah, so I'm doing these things to sort of calm myself because there's a lot to juggle these days, right? And I'm not even talking about what some of y'all have with like family commitments and children and full-time jobs and finances. I mean, there's a lot of that is scary, right? And like the whole COVID thing. I mean, we're going into winter, right? So that's there's always concern with like the flu and illness in the winter because people are more inside. So what do you got to do to take care of yourself? Well, I gotta take care of myself. I gotta do the things that help me feel better and help me calm down and help me be a good member of the society, wherever the society is, right? And go easy on myself. I'm a little scared about things, for sure. I'm scared, right? But I'm also like, you know what? My art will save me. My art will save me. Finish big with a heart. 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 Because I need to just go easy on myself, right? Yeah, I'm a little nervous about things. I'm a little scared about things. But so are a lot of other people, right? And there's some people living in some very treacherous situations, right? War. There's a lot of uncertainty with violence and war. And so go easy on myself, go easy on others. There's a lot of people having it much harder than me. Oh my God, my pen is dying. I mean, that's not a tragedy, but there are more big pens, right? So just keep things in perspective. Keep things in perspective. Like, I may have a bad day, but I have the basics in life, right? I have a roof over my head. I have food in my kitchen. I have a warm bed to sleep in. I have lots of art supplies. I have a cool art community that oh my God, you see all the coffee cups that everyone's making? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I totally am inspired by everyone who participates. You know, I get some people who just email me directly their drawings because they're not ready to share it. And I say, please share it. Please share it, right? Like, because you help everyone when we share our drawings, right? That may seem insignificant. It may seem silly. Oh, how can my drawing help others? Well, it's a community effort, right? Even though we're online, and the whole online world is weird, right? Like, it's 2024 almost, and given what's going on out there, it's a good idea to have an online connection, right? Because what if you get sick and have to be at home for 2 weeks? Well, then you've got some art classes you can do, or even this online, right? And it's not like, oh, sign up with Meagan, but I'm just saying, generally speaking, it's good to have an online connection so you can continue to feed your soul, right? Feed your heart, feed your emotional well-being, right? In these like funky times, right? I gave up the online thing for a while just because I was a bit exhausted. And, you know, after a few months, I was like, boy, I really miss my online community because it's just a good way to check in with people and just have something to, like, keep my motor revving. All right, here we go. Finish big with a cluster of hearts. Go easy on yourself. Go easy on others. I'm delighted that the community is growing as it is and that people are participating, right? Because it's super cool. Even if you think your coffee cup is awful, and I think we all have moments of like, oh my God, everyone's is so beautiful and mine's so awful. It isn't. It isn't. Collectively, I'm almost crying. Here, I almost have tears in my eyes thinking about it, right? Because collectively, it can be so simple, yet so powerful, right? And I think that is the beauty of an art community and people that come together to make art just as a thing to be a part of the community, right? What am I saying? I don't even know. But I'm going to put my glasses back on because there's people right there and I can see that they're looking at me, and this is a way where I don't have to acknowledge that. So anyways, all right. Signing off from beautiful Guanajuato, and looking forward to seeing everyone's coffee cups online. I'm going to do my coffee sketch right now, and I'll see you all next time. Bye. Have a great day.